Meditation. How peaceful. How transformative. How utterly useless.
For most people, it's opening up their third eye. But for me, it feels like
What's for dinner? You've got mayo. Forgot deodorant. You stink.
we all know that meditation is great for us. There's a million studies saying that it can boost our focus, reduce anxiety, maybe even make us taller, and get you to talk to a woman without 2 drinks and a pep talk from your friend. Chances are you've tried it, even though a shocking number of Americans haven't. Don't worry, I'm not trying to pitch you on meditation. Rather, I want to answer the question, why, if meditation is seemingly the most important habit that we can create, is it so damn hard to stick to? So,
for the next 30 days, I'm going to tinker, hack, and fail my way to find the best path forward, which then you can copy and paste into your life.
The first step to building any new routine is assessing the pain points. Doing the thing with intense scrutiny and asking, what do I hate and what will I hate? Tim Ferriss calls this a pre-mortem.
Asking, why will this fail? I'm not sure, so let's sit for a little session. I'll start the timer. The most pressing issue is, my back hurts. I know my posture is but geez. I got distracted and immediately started researching. Turns out, you can sit against a wall while meditating, but according to the meditation snobs, that's cheating.
I found something cool as well. So people don't sit like this just because it's cool. The reason is that it gets your butt above your knees, so it takes pressure off your lower back. Now, I can't get into this position. Physically can't. This is about as close as I can get, but this is incredibly painful. I have the flexibility of a potato chip. I'm working on it.
But here's a hack. You can put a pillow under your butt to mimic the same stance and get your knees to point downward below your butt. This ideally should remove any back pain you have while meditating.
The next issue is that meditation just feels unproductive, particularly if you can't empty your brain, which is the literal point of meditation. Maybe picking the right type of meditation in part 2 will help with this. We'll see. And finally, the part people overlook the most, particularly in the beginning of habit, is actually remembering to do the thing. You can really want to do it, but still, if you don't have the right systems in place, you will forget. It's inevitable. Now, people online will say things like, set a reminder on your phone, but I can tell you from firsthand experience, it works in the beginning, but after about a week or 2, you become blind to those notifications, and it doesn't work. The fix? Habit stacking, minification, and most importantly, tracking. Speaking of which, let's mark down that we meditated. I spent the last week every single day testing a different type of meditation. Forgot my glasses? With better. Think of it like speed dating, but instead of with people, it's with uncomfortable positions and awkward breathing.
So the different types that I tried were loving compassion, vipassana, shamatha, qigong, transcendental, and alternate nose breathing.
I failed at each one. All of them had the same effects that I had previously. By the end of the week, I almost threw in the towel on the whole thing. I mean, the best I can do on all of them was 5 minutes. But I think I just found 2 things that are absolute game changers. Meditation doesn't have to look like this. There's such a thing as moving meditation. And for a man who absolutely cannot sit still, this is a revelation. Walking and yoga, if done properly, can both be considered meditation. For instance, as long as I take my headphones off and stop listening to Manosphere podcasts while I'm walking, that is meditation. Number 2 is that I've been meditating wrong. The goal is not to completely empty your mind. Turns out that's not possible. Instead, the goal is to just gently guide your mind back to the present moment. Found this analogy which I quite like.
Think of your mind as a puppy. It'll wander, probably into something gross, but instead of treating each thought as a failure, treat it as a chance to learn to refocus on the present moment. The present moment being the tip of your nose or your breathing, as most people recommend. But now, armed with these insights, I think I'm ready to create a routine that will stick. Alright, week 3. I think I've cracked the code. The main thing I've been testing is timing in 3 broad categories: morning, midday, and night, to find which one I can do most consistently. If I meditate too late, I either desperately want to skip it or I fall asleep. Middle of the day, I'm busy, so I'll forget. But the mornings, if I do it immediately as I wake up, I fall back asleep. After I wake up, instead of meditating, I will follow my normal routine: pee, dental care, skin care, hair care. Then I go back to my room and stretch. You know what would come perfectly after that? Meditation. I'm fully awake as I splash water on my face while doing the skincare, and this will take advantage of cues that I've already built to remember to meditate. The second thing happened around week 2. Things were going quite well, but I just had this voice in the back of my head every time I went to meditate that was just saying, ugh. Every study identified 10 minutes as the ideal amount of time to meditate. And I thought this was short enough, 10 minutes of video games or 10 minutes of talking to a friend is nothing. But Jesus, 10 minutes of meditation is hard. Time to slash it. The new goal, 1 minute. If I meditate for 1 minute, I won't be sad or disappointed because secretly I wanted 10 minutes. 1 minute is worth celebrating. Also, generally, I'm not so concerned anymore with the quantity of meditation. See, if this is something I want to do for life, then why would it matter if I spend a week, month, or even a year only meditating for 1 minute a day? I'm still building the muscle and the routine that will then last a lifetime, hopefully. Finally, the biggest impact was adding in an or condition, which I initially found in elastic habits. Basically, what this means for meditating is, if there are days where I just don't feel like it, I can't get myself to do it, I have a second option, which in this case is a walking meditation. So now, really, no matter what, I have an option to get that meditation every single day.
Hell yeah, brother.
So was it worth it? I can say resoundingly and rather obnoxiously, yes. It's a habit that makes me a little bit calmer, a little bit more focused, and a lot more aware of what's going on up top. I actually notice my thoughts now. Now, it will take a lot more effort to be able to manage them, but noticing them is the first step, and that's enough to make meditation a habit for life.
Close your eyes, take a deep breath. That's all it takes to get started.